Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar of Rocky's DevOps efforts, the MultiValue DataServer's continuous integration and enhanced automation. If you have any questions about the contents on the slide or the demonstration, please feel free to send your questions to us. I'm Joanna, the Scrum Master of the automation team, and together with me, our MultiValue Senior Manager Gerald, the supervisor Shuangfeng, and our build engineer Xianpeng are also here. We'll try to answer any questions that you might have. As we all know, MultiValue has evolved over a few decades. What makes MultiValue databases survive from great change the business environment and keep making progress over a long period of time? One of our most significant treasures is always focusing on quality. Lower quality is never acceptable within MultiValue. Assuring high quality is always one of our highest priorities and had been a habit, because we believe the quality drives the future. How to ensure the consistent high quality? From this image, we can see MultiValue testing contains all these test types: the feature testing, integration testing, smoke testing, install and upgrade testing, stress and performance testing, and regression testing. First, let's go to see how we execute the feature testing. New features in MultiValue are developed and tested in separate feature branches in Git repository before they are merged to the main branch. QA involvement starts as soon as the requirements and specifications of the feature are finalized by the development team. QA reviews available documents and provides feedback on the design, usability, testability, and etc. A discussion follows with the developer, and changes are made as needed to ensure that the feature can be tested. Once the specifications and the requirements are acceptable, QA creates a test plan which documents all scenarios that are to be tested. This includes standalone tests, the integration test for the feature, the performance test for the feature, and the regression testing. The test plan is reviewed by the developers and the peer QA team members. While the developers are writing the product code, QA engineers start working on the automated tests. When the code is ready for test, usually the feature code is separated by a few phases. The code is not tested when all the developing phases are done. Instead, the feature test can last anywhere between a few days to months, depending on the complexity of the feature, the stability of the code, numbers of bugs found, and etc. Features get signed off when the following conditions are met. First, no known bugs in the new feature. This is very strictly enforced, and even minor bugs are not allowed. We believe that bugs are easiest to fix when the code is new, and hence this can help us deliver features that are of high quality. Next point is no known regressions. Before a developer created a pull request to merge his code to the main branch, he or QA must run the automatic regression tests to make sure no known regression defects are introduced to his feature branch. We'll get a close look at how a developer QA does it in the later demonstration of the flexibility of the existing auto test cases. And the last point is, all new tests are added to the automated regression test suite. After the feature testing, integration testing is followed to ensure the feature works well with other features or components. Our smoke tests don't cover every permutation and edge case. Instead, it contains a few test cases for each core component to ensure the changed source code not affect the main functionalities. Our testing also includes the install testing and upgrade testing. Under MultiValue stress testing, various activities to overload the existing resources with excess jobs being carried out in an attempt to break the system down. The focus of our stress testing is with multiple concurrency scenarios. It uses short durations per test, varying server configuration options, and varying file types and file structures for both batched and atomic database operations. The primary purpose of those tests is to expose bottlenecks and benchmark the throughput, and the results are archived in order to facilitate retrieval for comparisons. We execute performance testing to assure the performance profile of the product does not regress. Our performance testing focuses on response time testing, like how long does it take to load a mailing record into a dynamic file. Almost every component contains a performance test suite. Take a replication performance test case as an example. It checks how long it takes for cross-group transactions, testing 8 phantoms, with each dealing with 10,000 transaction operations. Finally, it comes to the regression testing, which is basically to verify that the database server still works the way it did before with the updated source code. Our regression testing is a huge test family. It contains around 50 test suites. Some test suites contain up to hundreds of thousands of test cases. And these test cases are verified through multiple operating platforms like Windows Series, AIX, Linux, Solaris, Solaris Spec, and HP. Take this regression test as an example. On the image, the horizontal axis shows the regression test suite names, and from this green curved line, we can see that all these test suites were completely done with zero defect through all the development process. And this can ensure that each version is released with high quality. The following Rocket MV DataServer versions, UV1132, UV1212, and UD822, have been applied the continuous integration and enhanced automation. These latest releases are tested more often and more rigorously than past releases. We're delivering higher quality releases now due to growing test automation and test penetration.